Hey, what's up everybody? It is DJ Jer here with Shop Time. I'm going to walk you through the zooming features of Fresnels and ellipsoidals and when you should have it zoomed out, when you should have it zoomed in, and why it's important to actually zoom the fixture all the way in when you're doing long distances or when you're doing small objects. And I'm going to kind of explain what I'm talking about with that. So let's get right into it. I'm going to show you here the EVE 50. We're going to start with that. I'm sorry, the EVE50z, the EVE E50z, which is the ellipsoidal. And what we're going to end up doing with this is we're going to, if we have a small object that we want to actually square in, so for instance, you look at this circle that we have here, your first move should always be to, like if I'm getting this small square right here, your first thing should always be zoom it in as much as you can, because if you have it as wide as you can, you're going to lose a lot of intensity, you're going to lose a lot of light, because think of it like a garden hose. When you have a garden hose with a small hole, you're going to get a lot more pressure, you're going to get a lot more intensity with the water. So that's exactly what's happening when you're using any type of zoomable or fixture that allows you to make a wider beam or a tighter beam. So with a tighter beam, you're going to get a lot more intensity. When you're at a 50 degree or a 30 degree compared to a 16 degree, you're going to lose a lot of light because now you're pushing all the energy of the light out more as opposed to defining in a certain area. So with the ellipsoidal, what I'm going to do, I'm going to close the Fresnel here. What I'm going to do is kind of point out the difference. So if I wanted a square that was this big, I want to zoom it in as much as I can to get a nice intense color from that ellipsoidal. Now right now it's at 19 degrees. Now if I wanted to make that same square, but if I was at a wider angle, so we're going to zoom this out to 36. So now we're at a 36 degree. And now if I make that same square, basically what I'm doing is I'm wasting a lot of light on the outsides. I'm wasting, because basically that whole thing was zoomed out, and now I'm wasting all of this light when I could be using it in this 19 degrees and a lot tighter. I don't have to use as much framing blade because again, the lens is now bending the light to a smaller square compared to the 36 as opposed to the 19. So that's what I was kind of explaining, where if you're going to make a small square, it's better to start with your zoom all the way in, or a small area I should say. It's better to work with your zoom all the way in as opposed to all the way out and then start framing in the blades. So for instance, if I want to do this entire screen, see if I can zoom out here a little bit. Now if I wanted to do this entire screen and I was at 19 degrees, we're going to put it back at 19. Obviously I can't hit the entire screen. So what I need to do is I need to actually zoom the fixture out as much as possible. Now the intensity is going to change because now instead of pushing all the light at this degree, now I'm pushing the light out more, so I'm going to lose some intensity, but I'm still going to be able to fill more of the screen. It's not that your LED intensity is changing or the fixture itself is changing, it's just the fact that the way you're bending the light using the degrees of the fixture. So now obviously I couldn't fill this entire thing to make a square, but that's kind of where a Fresnel becomes kind of important in your production or your lighting, because a Fresnel is going to be a nice widespread. And again, this is at 50 degrees. This isn't going to, let's close this off. Okay, so this is the Fresnel, and you can see the Fresnel completely fills the screen. So that's why you want to use a Fresnel in this type of scenario, if you want it to fill the entire screen at a much closer angle. It's at 50 degrees. I can also zoom it in. And now I'm at probably at about 20 degrees, but I'm still filling this screen. If you need a sharp edge, you're gonna have to use an ellipsoidal. You're just gonna have to back the ellipsoidal up, because as the further away you get away from your subject, the bigger the beam is gonna be as it spreads in a V shape. So that is kind of the ins and outs on using proper zooming and also framing and things like that. So hopefully this has been helpful for you. Obviously you're not going to have a Fresnel this close to your presenter, but as you can see it is pretty intense, and I looked into the light and now I can't see the camera, so hopefully I am looking at the camera. Well, anyways, if you guys have any questions or comments, make sure you message those down below. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Everybody, thanks for watching. This is DJ Jer with Shop Time. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.